Hello. I am making this video to ask you a question. I want to know, friend, do you want to go on a journey with me? It's okay if you say no, but I can no longer tell myself no. I just got out of the doctor's office, and let me just give like a little bit of history. In case you don't know, I'm a breast cancer survivor, and I am maybe like a year and some months out of all of the treatment and post-treatment and all that kind of stuff. Not that long. My body is going haywire, and I'm not going to say that I don't have any fault in the health problems that I'm dealing with, that I'm going to mention, but some of it is like kind of out of my control because I went through chemo for half a year, 2 different treatments. I had a couple of surgeries and 6 weeks of radiation. And then I went through 12 weeks of physical therapy. My body is not the same body. Also, when I was in chemo, they put me in menopause, and chemo can cause early menopause. So my body is not the same body at all. And I have been struggling physically, struggling spiritually, struggling mentally, and I am sick of it. And today my biggest problem has been that my thyroid fluctuates back and forth, and because my thyroid fluctuates, so does my metabolism. I am like 100 pounds overweight, and I can't lose any weight. I kind of keep losing the same 5 pounds and gaining it back, and it really sucks. So the primary goal right now is to get my thyroid together, so we're trying a different dosage and alternating the different doses of levothyroxine, which is neither here nor there if you're joining me on this journey. Hope your thyroid is healthy. Mine isn't. Anyway, I also have PCOS. I also have endometriosis. Those two things kind of put it all together, and my numbers came out pre-diabetic for the A1C thing. My blood pressure has been running high for the past few appointments, but they're not going to put me on any medication. I am going on metformin, however, and that is to address the PCOS. I've been dealing with common PCOS things, like a heavier period, like excess hair, like metabolic disorders and weight gain, especially in the belly, and insulin resistance is a big problem. I did clean up my diet from the last, I wouldn't say I perfectly cleaned it up, but I did make some changes. And she also recommended that I try to walk 10K a day. I started off doing really well, and I did not do well. I did not do well throughout the entire time since like 60 days ago. So when I say that I'm sick and tired of this, I'm sick and tired. And I've been very, very depressed, like unlike myself depressed. You are looking at me today, and that's because we are in a new moon in Virgo. And all of a sudden, thank God, I'm a Virgo rising. And thank God, like I just felt inspired and motivated and empowered by this new moon. And I just told myself, today's the last day, get up. And I braided my hair. I took a shower. I did my nails. I did my pedicure. I plucked my eyebrows. I waxed my face. All of that. And I do feel more like myself. It did help shed a layer of depression, but I have been experiencing like extreme I guess mood swings and like bouts of sadness and depression and feeling like I don't want to be here. And then, you know, is very contrary to the spiritual path of being positive and knowing that, you know, your thought and your frequency that you put out is what you're going to get in this reality. Is very difficult to get over it. So when I say that the spiritual journey is not easy, and a lot of people make you think that it is, and a lot of people make you think that you should be able to like manifest in 2.5 seconds or 2.5 days, and if you don't, then it's something wrong with you, and da 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 da. Sometimes things are simply out of our control as human beings. And I want to pivot on my channel because things have been out of my control for a good minute now, and I'm sick of it, and I feel very tired, and I feel very haggard, and I'm realizing like I know why I chose to stay in this body instead of exiting when I got my diagnosis. I know what I came here to do, and the bridge from my old me to the new me is like shaky. It's shaky, it's rickety, it's crappy, and I don't like that. It's scary. It's really scary not knowing what's going to happen from one moment to the next. I've been unemployed for like 3 months. None of this makes any sense. None of it. And I am learning to trust God, and in doing so, trust myself, because we are one. There's only a false belief that we're separate, right? So I'm having to make all of these changes, and the biggest one, oh, don't let me forget, I'm an adult student now. I'll do a whole video on that. But I'm an adult student now, and my brain doesn't work, and I have all this brain fog because of all these hormones, because of all these chemicals that are like out of balance in my body, and it makes it hard to study. But anyway, my doctor did recommend that I take saffron. Yeah, the season saffron. Saffron. I'm going to try that. And I struggle every single year when it gets warm to get outside and walk, or to walk at all. Like, I just want to be warm under the covers and not do anything, frankly. I wish I was a bear. Every time it gets cold, I would rather hibernate and go to sleep and see y'all when the sun comes out in the spring. That's how I feel about it. But this year has got to be different. I have got to make a complete and total identity shift. And in order to do that, I'm going to delete social media. I am going to keep YouTube. And I'm going to keep YouTube for the simple fact that it's a business thing. So I have an idea for a business, and it's one that I've been sitting on instead of using, and maybe that's why I'm unemployed, because God is trying to tell me something and I'm hard-headed. Who knows? We'll find out, right? The biggest download that I got with this new moon energy is that I have not bet on myself. And in other words, I know that I came here with every gift and talent that I need to make it and survive. And I am relying on outside sources instead of relying on God, which is me, which is the talents that I chose to come here with so that I can, make it. This is me, video 1 of this challenge of creating a new identity. This is me versus me. I'm not a person that walks around with this many health problems. However, I've been digging a lot into astrology lately and realizing that Virgo risings have health problems, like it's inevitable. And I still don't feel like that's the end all be all for me. I still feel like I can get to a level, maybe my health won't ever be 100% perfect, right? But I can get to a level of happiness. I can get to a level where I'm not depressed and you know, having all these other issues and carrying a bunch of weight. It's going to take me changing and dealing with, you know, weather issues, getting up and going to the gym when I don't feel like it, things like that. Oh yeah, she also recommended to lift twice a week, lift weights to help my metabolism get itself together, and help the body do what it needs to do to lower the insulin resistance. And that's our goal for like, that's our goal for like the next 90 days is to combat, is number one, to get my thyroid together. So I actually have to do blood work again in 4 weeks. And hopefully this works. I'm going to be on 1 dose Monday through Friday and a separate dose for the weekend that's higher. And hopefully that balances out. Come to find out, I thought she had me try metformin before. And come to find out, I thought that like the metformin was causing diarrhea and things like that, but it didn't at first when I tried it, which is weird. I did what everybody said on Reddit, which is to eat your meal and then 30 minutes after the meal take the metformin, and I was perfectly fine. And then all of a sudden I started having these issues, and she's like, yeah, that's likely the thyroid going out of balance, and therefore, you know, with the thyroid issue, you're either going to be really constipated or you're going to have diarrhea when it's out of balance. And that's what started happening. So that's our goal, is to balance the thyroid within the 30 days and over this period of 90 days to increase exercise and stick to the metformin, begin the inositol, and conquer this insulin resistance thing so that my metabolism and everything returns back to normal and I can start to lose weight. Oh yeah, they also told me I have sleep apnea. So I can start to lose weight and get rid of, you know, all the bajillion medical conditions that I mentioned in this video. So friend, are you trying to go on a journey with me or not? Because I'm going. Let me know.